Good morning. I was listening to an interview done. There's a group of psychologists or psychiatrists, whatever, that have written a book, The Curious Case of Donald Trump. And they're basically just talking about how they think he is mentally unwell. And how, the guy, and he ended the segment with something I thought was interesting. I wanted to pass on. He said that the greatest fear was someone who get in there who's mentally unwell, who had the veneer of being legitimate, but who's not mentally well. I want to add something to that. Having the veneer of legitimacy because Trump's got all this money, I think a part of that has to do with the fact that we in America, we worship wealth. I mean, it wouldn't matter if Donald Trump had made his money sucking dicks on 3rd Avenue. It's irrelevant. In America, we worship wealth. Doesn't matter how you made it. Doesn't matter if it was legitimate or not. And I think, sometimes when you live your life a certain kind of way, you get certain kind of problems. It's like if you go outside and you don't prepare for cold weather and stuff, you might get sick. If you get cut or something, you don't take care of it, it could be infected. You live your life a certain kind of way, and certain things come from that. And I think that the fact that our moral system is so messed up, our value system is so messed up, and then you have people out here who actually joke about that. Like, they joke about the sickness that America has of really not being about anything. And so that's how you get a Trump who recordings come out about how grab him by the pussy. And then you think that in a so-called moral system, I said so-called, I didn't say I believe that, a so-called Christian system, you would think that would hurt him. No! More women came out and voted for that. That's off subject. That's why I always tell you guys that, women should be able to get the same rights as men. But I'm not foolish enough to sit here and think that means that women are going to come to my side. No. Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's some that will now, after 4 years of Trump. Oh, yeah. I'm sure they will now, but I'm just saying going into the future, I'm not going to fool myself or anybody else with the hopeful idea that, well, feminists will come to our side. No, man, no. You're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. Because I'm not going to be fooled by that. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're just persecuted the same way as us in a different way because of what they represent. Trump is a throwback to old-timey white supremacist times. That's how he made his money. That's how Daddy Fred made his money. He's a throwback. And so he goes after certain groups because that's how they did. He talks about gay people. He talks about making fun of people who are mentally ill, the retarded people. When he talks about, making fun of Elizabeth Warren, calling her Pocahontas, when he goes on Twitter talking about freaks and calling Adam Shifty Schiff and calling him a freak. This is what people did back then. They called you a commie. They called you a faggot. They called you all that stuff because they had to do that to shut you down, And you didn't have YouTube. You didn't have alternate news. You didn't have the ability to look this stuff up. It didn't exist. They controlled it. So, but I just think that in what that guy said, we can't forget the fact that in America we worship wealth. We do. We worship wealth. We worship money, and it doesn't matter how you made the money. The fact that he's rich, Trump get away with a lot of stuff. And that's what he's been doing. Peace.